First Real Estate 721-4033. Today we're going to talk about the importance, and the advantages to getting pre-qualified. Got over 20 years experience, and so everything I'm telling you is from 20 years experience, okay? A lot of buyers think that getting pre-qualified is like, that's the last stage right before they pull the trigger. It's actually step number one. It's not step 4, it's not step 17, it's not step 44, it's step 1. Why? Well, lots of reasons. The main reason is a lot of people will use the internet. The internet's a double-edged sword. It's got a lot of information out there. It's also got a lot of misinformation. And a lot of times buyers will run their own credit score, which is not accurate. Then they'll get a zestimate of a house payment, which is not accurate. It's extremely misleading when they think they can get a $250,000 house for $900 a month. Absolutely not true. And so they prejudge their credit and what they think they can afford. And then they drag around a realtor to go looking at houses that they can't afford. And I'm sorry to put it that way, but it's true. It happens every month, every week, every year. Now, you can find some realtors who will do that, but the good realtors, the busy realtors, are not going to do that. They're going to say, get pre-qualified first, because we've seen this happen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. There's no reason to be looking at $179,000 houses if the max you get qualified for is $159,000. There's just no reason. You're wasting your time, you're wasting my time, you're wasting the seller's time, you're wasting the other realtor's time, you're wasting everybody's time. So why don't people get pre-qualified? Well, that's a good question. I think it's one of 3 reasons. Number 1, they know their credit is bad and they just like looking at houses. We meet those people every month, okay? It's sad, but it's true. Number 2, they're under the illusion that if they get their credit checked, it'll destroy their credit rating. Their FICO score will drop to 0 and they won't be able to buy anything. That's not true. The last thing a mortgage company wants to do is to hurt your chances of getting a home loan, all right? It's true. And the third reason, I think, is because they feel this undue pressure on them. Like, if I got pre-qualified, that means I have to buy a house now. Well, not really. I mean, you don't have to. I've got a customer that's got pre-qualified 6 months ago. He hasn't found the house yet. He will, and as long as nothing changes, he's still pre-qualified. Let me start by saying a lot of people don't know this. Many do, but most don't. The rules and laws regarding mortgages changed drastically over the past couple of years. The Dodd-Frank laws went into effect. In the olden days, if you didn't like what one mortgage company said, you could shop around, take your credit and your income and get different rates and different fees from different companies. Not anymore. It's cut and dry. It's federally mandated. You either qualify or you don't. It's for this amount or it's not. So you can't really shop around. The service changes, but the terms can't change. Not on FHA loans, which is the vast majority of loans out there. So what the mortgage company does is check your tax returns, your debt ratio, and your credit scores. Those 3-4 different things that they have to know to get a pre-qualification. And folks, it's easy. You can do it over the phone. You can go online. It takes less than a day. It's painless. It's free. I don't know why people don't do it in advance, but you should. And here's another reason. This just happened last week. Had a hot property, it was on the market 3 days, okay? Because that's all hot properties last. They don't linger on the market for weeks or months. They last literally 24, 48, maybe 72 hours in today's climate, at least. At the end of 72 hours, we had 3 offers and one person that wanted the house, but the realtor called me and she said, well, she wants the house, but she hasn't checked to see if she can get it. She hasn't been pre-qualified yet. I said, what do you want me to do? We got 3 offers on the house. She's like, I understand. Goodbye. So, it's too late. Once you find that hot deal, and that's what you're looking for, right? All the time, that hot deal, it's too late to get pre-qualified then, like it was with this lady. Anyways, out of the 3 offers we got, 2 had pre-approval letters, 1 did not. And the seller asked me, she said, so this person hasn't even talked to a mortgage company? I said, I don't know. I know these two have, because there's a pre-approval letter that says that they've at least called them. They at least know their name. And she said, okay, let's just deal with these two and not even deal with this other offer. So you don't have to have a pre-approval letter to look at houses or to even place an offer on a house. But guess what? The second most common question is sellers have when they get an offer. I've got an offer. Number one question, how much? Number two, have they been pre-approved? In other words, can they actually complete the deal? Because it happens so many times where people that can't buy a house go around making offers on houses. I don't know why, but it's very common. Most of our time in real estate is completely wasted. I'm sorry to say that, but it is. We're always busy, but we only get paid for a couple hours a day. Anyways, so we only dealt with the two people that had pre-approval letters. So that's very important, because when you find that deal, people, it's too late to then check to see if possibly you can buy the house. That's too late. Get it done in advance. Then find the house at your leisure, okay? All right, Aaron Dilly, Metro First, 721-4033. See you next time. Thanks.